And here we are on Cloud Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. And at the top right-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss player from NsHoSeo trying to swing things back in their favor. It's Tassadar. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, one of the very best Terran players around from Team Liquid, the one and only Tasia.
Tasia's so good, Kevin. I mean,
oh yeah,
that last game. Well, you know, Jakji did make some very. I mean, what do you want to call them? Scouting errors, like not going for the correct play style if your opponent's going for double E.
Sure.
If they've got double E bay and you're not matching it. I think he probably forgot to drop his engineering bay when +1 armor completed.
And speaking of dropping, yeah, I mean, speaking of dropping, he managed to get one off the ground that did some damage, almost killed the command center, even though he miscontrolled it a little bit. But the second one, or actually it was the one right before that he tried, got picked up on immediately, that was going after the fourth base of Tasia. So Tasia was able to deflect pretty much all the damage from those right away.
Rough, but excellent out of Tasia. His TVP, of course, very good as well. You know, Tassadar, obviously picked by NsHoSeo. I mean, it's all these players. Tasia, if I am not mistaken, he's actually a lot like MKP in the regard that he just has pretty even matchups across the board.
Yeah. I mean, they're all pretty excellent in all of them, but yeah, I mean.
He was like 70 and everything or something, but
yeah,
just a really strong player in general. Against Tassadar's playstyle, you know, Tassadar, I mean, you were referencing it earlier, and now we're kind of back at it again now that we've got a new player out. Jakji, of course, kind of steamrolling through a few matches there. But Tassadar's playstyle, of course, like unconventional as well. Not even though his opening is pretty standard here with the single gas as opposed to what we saw earlier. Ooh, nice scout here on the command center, by the way, on the high ground, making sure to be quite zealous in scouting the entire base of Tasia. Tasia does love to hide things, especially on this map. See, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen him do proxy 2 racks in like completely obscure locations. Like, you know, both the ramps into the natural and into the third as well. I've seen him like put up barracks at each of those. He can be very, very sneaky, but that command center is going to be spotted by Tassadar, and we'll see his reaction to it. Wouldn't be too surprised to see the 100 gas, 1 stalker, and a Nexus.
Looks like he may even be able to kill an SCV here. No, looks like just getting away in time as this wall is still complete. And Tassadar is, he's been fond of, a lot of Protoss players lately have been producing 1 Colossus on 3 base, then going immediately into Charge Light Archon after trying to bait out a bunch of Vikings from their opponent, which is pretty clever, and it does work pretty well. Tassadar is also a guy who can go something like 2 base High Templar and just go 2 base Storm. We've seen it done from him before. So I don't know how Tasia's going to react to him necessarily. Looks like at the moment he's just a little bit supply blocked until the command center finishes up, and then he should be good to go. But otherwise, we'll see. All pretty normal stuff from Tasia in his TVP so far.
Yeah, no gases quite yet, which really isn't too surprising, but that is surprising. Tassadar definitely he's like, hey now, I need to match up with my teammate's reputation here.
What year does this game come from? Different. It's a 4-gate. When's the last time we saw a 4-gate in competitive play in PvT?
I love this, man. I love seeing players do things that are the last thing that you expect. This will reflect into future games when players are studying Tassadar and going, what does this player do? And they see him 4-gate Tasia. It will keep them honest. So whether it works out for him in this game or not, it echoes into the future. We're going to see, though, if it does work versus Tasia, who so far is not playing greedy. He still hasn't dropped any refineries. So we are going to expect a lot of units on the field out of Tasia, and honestly, he should be able to hold this off.
He's building 2 more barracks now. He's got the bunker at the front. He may need a little bit more than that, though. We'll find out. He's not picked up on any forward pylons yet, which I'm surprised. It looks like there's one maybe off to the side. Yes. Okay, so we'll start the first warp in from there. He's got a second one coming off to the right, and he needs to start putting on pressure right now.
Yeah, second bunker on the way. There are enough SCVs on the low ground as well. Lots of Marines. Third and fourth barracks are about to finish up. It's going to be difficult for Tassadar. Definitely not impossible. There are a lot of stalkers here. No sentries. He's just going to be committing fully. SCVs not put off the line until the last second. That bunker is going down with it. Well, the stalkers are going to be able to kite for some time here. SCVs will save the day for the moment. That bunker is going to, the second one is going to complete, and that's the lifeline there for Tasia. I mean, if he didn't have that bunker, things would get out of control, but he may be able to stabilize now with the SCVs in position.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness he actually kept that up, because if he hadn't, he would be absolutely dead. TsHoSeo now forced to pull everything off the line, has to move back his orbital command, but that's not the biggest deal to him.
Yeah.
That can happen. He knows his opponent hasn't expanded yet, and his opponent's keeping on pressure. He just needs to kill this and kill it flat. The game depends on this. I mean, it's not like we're going to stabilize after this. Tassadar wins here or he's done. So
actually, an interesting thing to note is there is no there's no probe up here. So building a second bunker in location, it looks like the engagement is actually going to happen now. Tassadar not going to give TsHoSeo any time. Stalker's trying to focus fire down the SCVs, doing a reasonable job of it. Now splitting up between Marines and SCVs. Too many Stalkers going down for Tassadar, though, as the supply dips below 30. TsHoSeo going to be able to clean this up with relative ease, not losing too much at all.
Beautiful. Another round is going to make its way in for Tassadar, but the Marines are coming in 4 at a time, and Stim's coming up. The whole time, TsHoSeo was teching. He feels confident enough to drop down a mule outside of his natural. And look at this. He is just going to chase things down. He knows he has the overwhelming advantage, and he's going to force it back. Tassadar is in such a bad way. I mean, TsHoSeo now can sit on these 2 bases for a little while. I mean, Tassadar's not even expanding. He's just warping in more units because he knows he has to win right here. Oh, look at that, and drops 4 hurt Marines into the bunker. Well done.
Yeah. I mean, beautiful out of TsHoSeo. Great control throughout this entire set as well. Tassadar, he's...
That's so good.
Let me take out my orange one and put in the red one.
Yeah. Well done. Okay, so TsHoSeo's still continuing to tech. Tassadar's just trying to produce a few more Zealots right now. He really doesn't have too much else going for him at the moment, unfortunately. He's going to try one probably final attack here, and if this works, great. If it doesn't, I think TsHoSeo's going to cruise to victory.
There's so many Marines here. TsHoSeo couldn't have had a better build, honestly, if he was going to be expanding. 4 barracks and no refineries. It really seems like he was expecting some aggression here out of Tassadar. So, you do want to be a little bit concerned about a possible follow-up, but like a crazy tech switch or something of that nature, but he really doesn't seem even remotely concerned. Just like, all right, keep a few SCVs here, throw on a second bunker. You seem to be spending your gas still. I see you warping in a sentry and some more stalkers. So it's going to be a big push, and it's probably not going to work because TsHoSeo's going to have stim here in like 40 seconds. So Tassadar needs to move like now.
And he's even got units on the high ground to help in case these units make their way out a little bit farther. So TsHoSeo now with even more Marines inside of bunkers. And I think it's go time for Tassadar. He can't wait any longer. If he does, I mean, we're going to start seeing Marauders, and we're going to start seeing Medevacs as this starport's already switching over onto the reactor.
10, 15 seconds left until stim's complete here, if that. Tassadar, he's got to move absolutely now. Nope, he's moving in 3, 2, 1. He's actually moving in. Perfect timing for TsHoSeo here as Tassadar forces the engagement. Stim completes, and that is going to spell the death of most, if not all, these units out of Tassadar. Now, he does lift the command center trying to sustain these units. He's actually going to fall back entirely. I guess a couple too many of his Marines trapped on the high ground there.
Yeah,
to really force the engagement.
I think he could have won that outright right there, but he just wanted to make sure he kept more alive. There's GG. TsHoSeo wins his 2nd game in a row. 3-2 advantage now for Team Liquid.
Very, very well played out of TsHoSeo. Getting the read on Tassadar, throwing down that second bunker, realizing, okay, something's a little fishy here. I'm just gonna put this down just in case.
Yeah.
And it saved him. It absolutely saved him. If he didn't have that second bunker, it would have been way too easy to focus fire down the Marines. Would have been an additional series of hit points that didn't have to be chewed through. Sure. And it really just let him, even when the stalkers and such came in, it was just like, all right, as you said, it's not a problem to lift your command center and delay things a little bit. Your opponent's on 1 base, and you've got 2 bases worth of mules. So.
Okay, well, a very short game number 5. Game number 6 is going to feature another Protoss player from NsHoSeo. It's going to be Brave. So we're going to run to a commercial break. When we get back, guys, it'll be time for game number 6, so don't go anywhere.